Good afternoon, and again I always say this: good evening and good morning, depends on where you are. We're judging from the zones, time zones all over the world. In California, it's almost about 8-9 hours different from the UK. So if you look back, it's probably still in the morning. Having said that, you're welcome to another edition of One-on-One with Otunba Alabi. I always say this: I bring different people, different professionals, different ideas into the program. But what is key is any program we bring to you, it's your program. It's always dedicated to you because we want to have the maximum benefit. And we also want you to enjoy it. And that's why we always ask you your support to share this program, get it shared among your friends and family. You can do so on all the internet or all the media outlets. Example, Periscope, YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, and many other. Anything you can send it to your groups. Because the more people that see this program, the better for everybody. There are a lot of information that I have no doubt in my mind that's going to benefit. Having said that, my guest today is a Nigerian award winner fashion designer. She is known among in the area of fashion, and she had started this for a period of time. Because I'm going to get her to say more, because I'm not going to take that away from her. Her name is let me say Lady Ibiyemi Alabi, a fashion designer.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to One-on-One with OtunbaHoo on Heritage TV. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, fashion. For me, fashion means somehow you must dress up. And when you dress up, it depends on what you wear. But I also noticed that most Africans, we are so conscious of fashion. When you wear certain things, they want to say the fila must match the part of the whatever you do must match standard of a level of a fashion. For you, and like a fashion designer, tell us a little bit about what are the functions, what are the things where people should look after a fashion designer, and how did you come to fashion designing? Thank
you very much. Let me start by introducing myself again. As you have said, my name is Ibiyemi Alabi, and I'm the head designer of CAF Trends. So talking about fashion, it's not just about dressing up and wearing things to match or showing off and stuff like that. I would say fashion, it's all about creativity. It's trying to bring out the uniqueness in you. Well, for me, it's all started sometime in 2013, but I was doing a lot of clothing from different countries, and into that, I started to have that passion where I used to wear a lot of African prints. I love to promote Africa. I love my roots. I love
As you can see, I'm also wearing African prints.
I know, I noticed. So I love originality. So, and I used to get a lot of compliments. So I just thought that, rather than having to, I used to sell different apparels from different countries, that I could actually start to promote my own culture through fashion as well, which is the way it all started for me. So I just then started to do ready-made African clothes, which went well for me because it was what I was wearing myself. And up to now, that's still what I wear.
So do you design all your clothes?
I do design all of them.
All of them?
All of them.
Now, that's you are now aiming at showing the world. You're planning to show the world a fashion show, because as far as I know, fashion show is a time, is an event where you can intimate the whole world some of your collections.
Well, it's not.
Is it the same thing?
Well, in this case, it's not just going to be about me only. This is a show that is been put together to promote, educate, and highlight Africa's creative industry. We're looking to showcase a platform for established high-end designers and emerging designers as well to showcase their creativity to a large global audience, learning their market and the ever-changing consumer needs as well, and developing their businesses as well.
Wow. So it's going to be a mega show time.
Absolutely. We are planning it real big, and
and when before you go to that, we're going to go on a short break because people want to know the time, the date, and where.
No problem.
Do not go away. We should be back very soon.
Heritage Television. Promoting African culture and heritage at its best. From talk shows that concern you to both local and international news that relates to you. From grassroots football to African children's programs. Heritage Television. We cover your social and special events like weddings, birthdays, church anniversaries, and so on, and broadcast them live on our apps and online. Heritage Television, broadcasting everything about culture and heritage. Heritage Television. We've got it covered. Do download our apps on both Android, iOS, and Windows mobile platform. Heritage Television, your very own TV station.
Welcome back to another segment of this show. Today I have Lady Ibiyemi Alabi. She's a fashion designer. She told us a little bit about how she came about, but we're going to get more information. But before we continue, I want to ask her, there's something I forgot to ask. Now, you said, what were you doing before you got into fashion?
I have a background in economics. I have BSc in economics and also a master's in MBA specialization financial management. So having worked for a long time, I decided to bring all the experience into a new venture, discovered the passion for fashion, like I said, and decided to do what I'm doing now.
So you say your passion is not in being an economist, or?
Well, so sometimes, with the background that we have, you've just got to do what you've got to do. I enjoyed it while I was doing it, but after that I did my master's, and it just came to that point where I discovered I was loving something else. I was enjoying this. I was wearing my African print. I was getting a lot of compliments, and I just, I was at that point selling fabrics as well, or different dresses from different countries. I sold dresses from Indonesia, India, and all the places, and I thought that I could actually bring this into my culture as well. I love, like I said earlier, I love my roots. I love originality. I love to promote Africa. So, which was how I, started to do the.
I deliberately asked you that because before we come on set, you told me that you were you had another study. And I can identify myself with that, because when I look at my background, I read political science and also do a little bit of law, and I've worked in the industry also. But for some reason, I just discovered that broadcasting television on television and radio is just like my passion. It's where I think I can give more to the community, to the people, and I'm enjoying. So I do appreciate that. Now, this fashion show is going to be when?
The 18th of August, Saturday the 18th of August, and it will be at the Britannia Adelphi Hotel in Liverpool.
18th of August at Liverpool, Britannia Adelphi.
Yeah, this is Liverpool City, not Liverpool Street.
Liverpool.
Liverpool City.
Liverpool City. Not our own Liverpool Street.
No.
So some people should not book. So viewers, do not think when you live in Enfield, book a ticket to Liverpool Street. That's going to be a very short time. So, and you're expecting people to come from where?
We have people who are set to come from all over the world. We have from Africa, Europe, all different places set to attend the show and also to showcase as well, which is amazing.
Well, like another thing, opportunity like this or event like this would definitely attract names of people. I'm sure there's going to be someone who is well known in the industry who probably go to the opener and then some other dignitaries. Are you expecting one of these world-renowned fashion designer to be there?
Yes, we have the one and only King of Couture, Adebayo Jones. He will be the one hosting the event.
Adebayo Jones, I know him very well. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He will be hosting the event, and a confirmed special guest of honor as well will be the Nigerian High Commissioner, His Excellency George Oguntade. So, yeah, so that's another big one for us. Yes.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh, it's gonna. Now, what are that funds? What are that things people should be looking at? Is it like many other events like that? So we say, well, it is an opportunity. Will you be selling? You will not be buying, but will the event afford people to do some shopping, buy?
Oh yes, we have all our exhibitors and designers giving away a lot of promotion on that day, just for the sake of that event. So obviously, they are saying that obviously they want to promote the product, not particularly, they don't want to come there and not sell as well. So they're inviting a lot of people to come in.
So they're going to sell at a very highly discounted.
So much discount will be going on that day. It's free admission for people to come in as well, because we want a lot of people to just come in and see what it is, the beauty of Africa. What's happening that day is for us to encourage people, Africans, to connect, to proudly share their culture, to embrace their culture and be able to share that culture wherever they are, whatever vicinity they find themselves. It's a show that will leave Africans gawking, leave people gawking at the sheer beauty of what it means to be African. So it's just, bringing Africa to Liverpool, let people appreciate where we're coming from.
You use the word connect. I wanted to ask you more a little bit. When you say connect, how do you use a fashion show where you're going to be showcasing yourself and many other designers? How do you connect? How do you connect? How do you connect people?
This is not a show like many other which would only attract emerging designers. This is a show where we've invited, or we have high-end established designers coming on board. We have exhibitors, the giants in the industry. So what we're intending to do is, obviously, the emerging designers, we have the opportunity to network with them. They can share ideas, connect, and they would have one or two questions to ask them, and this is the way people get together, they have ideas, they share it with them, they give them some advice on that day as well, and who knows, after the event they can meet somewhere else and they take it from there.
I pick another word, networking. You see, I'm listening very carefully, and when you say networking, also some people might go there for fashion show and they can get some other area of endeavor. They can get connected to some other things, which is also make you a vehicle that can be used to connect not only for the fashion show, but can also connect some other businesses.
That's right.
And I also look forward to be part of the event. Now, Another area I want to ask you is how long does it take to be? I know how you got about. I mean, you say it's passion, but how long do you have to go through a training to be, or is something that just happened? Or and if you have to go through a training, how long does it take to become a fashion designer?
For me, I think it's all about passion. It's not something that, you know, for some people, they just wake up to say, oh, this person is doing this, doing well in this, and I want to do it too. Whatever you find yourself doing, or whatever you want to make money from, the most important thing for you is to have passion. And when you have passion for that thing, it comes natural to you. It's not a question of, yeah, you can get some training in the process and, you know, try to develop yourself more. But, you know, the beginning aspect of it for me was natural. It was something that I just flowed into, and it just went like that for me. So,
so the passion before the training.
The passion, you must have the passion for it. If not, you will get stuck at some point and, you know, probably find it too tiring or too stressful, or, you know, but if it's something that you have passion for, the passion keeps you going.
Very interesting. And I also want to take you to the way we are brought up in Africa. The way we are brought up in Africa is like we're in most cases we are taking what we are given. Because that is the truth. We are taking what we are given, and there are only 3 major areas of studies everybody wants us to get involved in. You and I know that very well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They want you to be either a lawyer or a doctor, and the third one is probably an engineer. So these days maybe they have added 1 or 2 more, accountancy and so on and so forth. But why am I asking you this? Is Africans, are we now getting into that civilized thinking of fashion is not just ordinary wearing uban shukutu or whatever and gele and all that, you know, that kind of what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's your experience in how somebody like you, an African woman restricted to Nigeria, get into fashion? Is it something that is becoming popular? I
think things are fast changing now, especially with parents, because I remember myself while I was growing up, and I was probably around about GS3, and we had that long break, and my mom said, you know, maybe learn something, go to a fashion show. She actually registered me in a fashion school.
When we are young?
Yes, and
wow.
I cried and cried and cried, and I didn't want to go because I was, you know, why are you doing this? Do you think that I'm not
Was
going?
she herself, or is she herself? Is she, let me say, is she a fashion?
No, she just wanted me to learn something outside of school. So it was a proper fashion school where they did sewing, they did tie and dye, they did modeling and all that, but I was just not interested in it. I just, you know, because the mentality that we had then was all about having your first degree, going to uni, doing your masters, the white collar jobs, professional jobs and all that. So yeah, I finished, and you know, here I am today, and I feel that a lot of things have changed over time as well in Nigeria, where, you know, the parents now believe that regardless of the fact that you have that degree or you have to go to school, you still need to learn something outside of that. You still need to do something with your hands.
Extra skills.
Extra skills.
Yeah. I'm not going to go away quickly from there, because my understanding, maybe because I come from a very poor background, my parents are not rich, so I'm not going to deny that. Now, the thinking is, you know, anything passion is synonymous to learning how to sew, tailoring. You know, where, I mean, you know that there are local tailors, when they finish sewing the skirt or when they hang it in front of their corner shops in Nigeria, they are also fashion designer, because you know. So how do you separate? How do you? What's the difference between a local tailors? You know.
So the difference, that this is where a lot of people mix it up. That bespoke tailoring is different from fashion designing. Fashion designing is where the creativity lies. They're the ones that are creating the designs, where you see people come up with different things that are, you know, just different from what you would normally see other people wear. Where the tailors, the ones you're talking about now, are the tailors putting the fabrics together and sewing what the fashion designers have created.
Right. So that's the difference between the ordinary local
tailor
and
and a designer. The
and
designer comes up with will come up with the design, create the design, sketch it down.
Whereas the tailor just school uniform.
Put it together. Most of the time when we're going to the tailors, we take our designs.
Oh, okay.
So they just sew it. They just put it together for us.
Yeah, because the point I'm trying to make is far back home, we have tailors, be a woman or a sewing mistress. They just regularly into sewing a set of format like school uniforms or sewing typical woman, or men dresses. But you are saying you've gone many layers above that.
Absolutely.
Design, and that takes me to another area I want to probe you on. I've been to a couple of fashion shows in London, and I was sitting down and I see some of these ladies coming out with what I would call outrageous, where they're wearing not kinky but very sexy, where it's almost everything is revealed. Well, but I now leave the place and keep looking around and never find anybody wearing that kind of thing. So the question, do you understand what I'm saying? At what point in time do you, fashion designer, envisage that kind of kinky dress? Yeah, if it's under displaying the underwear, we all know that is going to be covered. But when you see a kinky dress where you see people revealing everything they have there, at what time do you sell that, and why do you do that?
I mean, different people, when you see certain designs like the ones that you're talking about now, it might be for, the certain class of people. Some are just mere costumes.
But I've never seen anybody, even when I was used to a nice bridge area and so on and so forth, you hardly see women, even women of substance, wearing, oh yes, I do see people do sometimes show what they got, what they have.
Yeah.
You understand, maybe to look for what they want. But I now look back at some of the show and fashion show, for example, fashion houses somewhere around East Linton area, you understand me, where all form of designer are there and showing and showcase. But I've never seen them wearing that thing outside. That's the area I'm trying to.
Some might just be mere costume for people who are into acting. It can be for people who are for dancers.
Thank you.
It can be all different people. So they have their own target market. They will have people who they're making it for, have people who already patronize them, so it might not be something that you would find, an average woman wearing on the streets
exactly
on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, they have, specific people that they're making it for. So yeah, not necessarily,
Oh, I see. Because it's also not for women alone. There are also some of I use the word outrageous because you also find that among the men or young men who, yes, I mean, I can see a man show his macho, you understand me, wearing, but you see, you now look back and say, how many of this kind of dress have been worn by people of different ages? They say, well, this is not for me. So that's why I was trying to, wanted to ask you how that is done. Now, you said this event is going to connect, and you also say the reason why people should be part of it is there are a lot to take home with in terms of education, in terms of the information. Many people like me, I'm not too well. I love lovely dresses, I love good shoes and good wristwatch and so on. But then again, I don't know. I'm just like a consumer. So this show again, let's go back, rewind. This show is going to portray something completely different.
Oh yes, it's a show that will show the value of Africans working together. We allow for collaboration, inspiration. We want cooperation as well. We're looking for people, not just between the exhibitors, not just for us exhibitors, for the exhibitors or the designers. A lot of people coming from out there, and some people are thinking, I actually want to do a business, I actually want to do something. They're confused at some points. When you come in there and see a lot of business, it does give you ideas as well. And the fact that you have the opportunity to speak to the business owners one-on-one, they can share ideas with you, they can tell you, how they started, they can tell you how, you know, give you links and all different kind. And then because we have the top guns, the giants in the industries as well, that's a big one for me, because you know a lot of people wonder how these people get to where they are. So you have the opportunity to speak to them on that day, to interact with them. And yeah, because this is not just a show for Nigerians only, it's all different African countries coming together. We're going to be appreciating design from different countries in Africa. We have Zimbabwe, we have Gambia, we have Ghanaians, you know, we have all different. So this is appreciating Africa as a whole.
That takes me to another area. Your target audience, is it only Africans, or you're expecting some other, you know?
So the main idea is, it's not just Africans. We want everybody to be part of the show.
Part of the
let them come and appreciate us. Let them come and see the stuff that we're made of as well. So we want everybody from different parts of the world to just walk in and see the beauty of Africa.
Okay. Right from the beginning, I was talking about a lot of people say, oh, if I go there, is anything for me? I'll take some money if I find it discounted, good stuff, good created, I might buy it, you know. My experience is events like this also attract some good luck thing, you know. Are you going to have anything like
oh yeah, sure, we're doing raffle draws as well.
Oh, I'm coming. I'll be there.
Right, so we have so many interesting things packaged for the day, activities packaged for the day. We have live performances. The global cultural icon is going to be there as well, performing live all through the day, and you're the first. So that's a big one. He's going to be there with his talking drums.
Wow. I know.
To attract, to attract a lot of people. So we have other live performances as well. And it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. I can't wait now.
Okay, we're going to go on a short break again, and now come to the last segment of this show. Please do not go away.
Heritage Television. Promoting African culture and heritage at its best. From talk shows that concern you to both local and international news that relates to you. From grassroots football to African children's programs. Heritage Television. We cover your social and special events like weddings, birthdays, church anniversaries, and so on, and broadcast them live on our apps and online. Heritage Television, broadcasting everything about culture and heritage. Heritage Television. We've got it covered. Do download our apps on both Android, iOS, and Windows mobile platform. Heritage Television, your very own TV station.
Yes, welcome back to the last segment of this show, one-on-one with OtunbaHoo. My guest today is Lady Ibiyemi Alabi. She's a fashion designer and founder of a group called Parfash. Paper what?
Parfash, that's Passion for African Fashion. That's the show in Liverpool.
Oh, I thought PA means papa or something. Oh, sorry.
No, it's Passion for African Fashion.
P is for passion, A for Africa, and the fashion, of course, is short written.
Yeah.
So right. And you say you've been in this business since 2013.
That's right.
And the thing is, and you've been enjoying it.
Oh, absolutely. It's you know, like on any other business, there has been, you know, ups and downs, and like I said, it still goes back to the passion. You know, we keep working hard, and believing that, you know, one day we're gonna get there, which is what we're working towards. So yeah, it's a lot of hard work, persistence, you know, loving what you're doing, giving a lot of dedication to it, and I just believe that with the persistent hard work.
Well, for me as a broadcaster, and also someone who has passion for helping the larger community, supporting the millions of people who have more or less little opportunity, what are the opportunities here for a large number of coming up people of Africa? Do you have an NGO inside this business where you can also support other people for them to benefit?
Oh yes, you know, we are looking to support. We've got some, you know, putting up together. We have a charity organization there on that day as well, which we're looking to support, and a percentage of whatever we make on that day will be going towards that.
Wow.
Charity organization, which is the Bijoke Children Foundation in Liverpool. This is to support children in Africa who are having problems, you know, education, sickness, and all. So we are looking to support that charity organization.
Well, for me, that's a very noble idea, because I deliberately ask you that question because I wish I have the money to establish a kind of NGO that would be dedicated only to education, because it seems to me that most of our people, they are being changed all the time because of the lack of knowledge, lack of the idea of how much they worth, but how much they worth. You understand me? And that's why I asked the question. I'm very happy to hear that, and hopefully you're going to use the opportunity. Now, because time has always been the biggest problem we have in this program. It has always been and I've tried to fight it with my producer. I said, can't you extend the time? I said, well, 1 hour is 1 hour, sometimes it's maybe a little bit longer. Now, let us recap all what we're talking about.
Okay.
On the 18th of August, what's going to happen?
So Passion for African Fashion, FASH 2018, will be live in Liverpool City, Saturday the 18th of August 2018 at the Britannia Adelphi Hotel in Liverpool. Free admission. We're expecting people all over, not just Nigerians, Africans, white, English, everyone. We just want people to come in and see the beauty of Africa. We're expecting the show to be hosted by, the show is confirmed to be hosted by the popular King of Culture, Adebayo Jones. We have the High Commissioner coming as well as a special guest of honor, and we have a lot of beautiful packaged interesting activities for the day. You know, you don't want to miss it. So it's something that, you know, is we just want people to come and appreciate Africa from all over. You know, Liverpool is a small city where we have very small African communities. So so we just want to show them, you know, the beauty of what it means to be African. So we want everyone to come out and support us. We just
so
need
it's going to
the
be
support.
a day many people will not forget.
Absolutely. Trust me, it's a day to remember. It's a day to remember.
And also, I'm looking at the success of that day, which I have no doubt in my mind, the way you putting it together now. You must have done your homework. You must have put the structure in place to make sure people that come will enjoy it. Are you looking forward to replicate that in other big cities like London?
In the future, we have started in Liverpool, which is going to be an annual event, but in the future we are looking to do it in different cities in the UK.
Like
in the
Bristol,
UK, eventually might even, you know, take it outside of the UK as well. So
wow.
It's a huge vision, huge dream. So
that's also a very interesting word. I love the word vision, because most of the problem many of us do have is we lack vision. And you talking about vision means you already have idea of how you want to progress this business of fashion business. So and I'm very happy to say this, that on the 18th of August 2018, that's going to be in Liverpool, and the place is going to be Britannia Adelphi Hotel.
That's right.
You know, and the admission, you said, is free.
It's free.
And the time is going to be from 8 p.m. No, 12 o'clock in the afternoon
to 8 p.m.
8 p.m. in the evening, and the admission is free.
Free. That's right.
And there are going to be collections of designers all over the place.
That's right.
And you also guarantee it's going to be an event that's going to blow everybody's mind, because they're going to say, wow, this is now put together by experts. Now, what can I say? I just want to thank you. I want to thank you, and I'm also say to our viewers that this lady is doing wonders. She's going places. I tried to Google. I tried to find out behind her some of the work, some of her designs, and so on and so forth. And I think I want to recommend to our viewers, to everybody here, to make sure you are part of the show. First and foremost, if you live in London, you have to get to Liverpool. You understand me? And then on top of that, I also want to say that it's going to be an opportunity. There's so many things you're going to pick up. One of the things you're going to pick up is like meeting designers from various parts of the world, and also opportunity to network, to interact, and ask questions. You know, and I always do this. I do ask silly questions, stupid questions, because if you ask stupid questions, most of the time some people think you're going to get a silly answer. No, they're going to tell you exactly what it is. Now, give another maybe 2 or 3 minutes to this. How can you translate? How can you use your prowess of being in fashion designing industry to help the present political situation in Africa? Is there any connection you can help?
Well, with the political situation in Africa as we speak now, you know, coming in terms of fashion, there's really nothing that we can do to influence what is happening. You did talk about NGO. The only thing that we can do from our side is to look at, you know, ways that we can help the less privileged, because this not only affecting the political situation, isn't affecting the top guns or the people up there, it's affecting the masses. So what we're looking to do is to help people over there in our own little way, like I said, you know, supporting that charity organization, and you know, this in turn is sent with whatever the money is then sent to Africa to sponsor children in school or give them clothes, you know, just to, you know, make life a bit better for them as well.
Now, the other question here is this: at what time? Because there's this thing that arrest or capture them when they are very young. At what time should one start to aspire? And what I mean by that is, I watched TVC on Sky most of my time when I'm free at home. Most of the time I'm either reading or going through other people's work, or so, or watching television to enhance my interaction with people on programs like this. And there was this young guy who is a hyper painter. It is amazing. I think he's the #1 person in the whole universe that will look at your face and give a photocopy, you know, exactly how you look like. But he lives at a very, very unbelievable, very, very poor-stricken area of Lagos State. You understand? It is amazing how he was discovered, and things like this are the thing I want to ask you. How best can you also go to areas? Because you see, your job is not done until when more and more people not only appreciate because they want to buy, but you can impact, you can replicate, you can make other people say, wow, I learned this from Pa Fash.
Yep, I mean, from the you know, charity organizations that we're supporting, what happens is some of them you do discover that these talents in them, it's not all of them that would, you know, be interested in going to school. So when they, you know, discover that talent in them, what we need to do is to sponsor them to learn whatever they feel that they have passion for and they want to do.
Yeah, so with support. Sorry to interject you there. You say, when you find out that they are young age, yeah, they don't want to go to school. Is that what I heard? So
yeah, it's not, some of them, it's not, yeah. Africa is a place where
that, because education, you know, you and I know very well,
education is very key in Nigeria.
It must be foundation first.
But most of them, because of the economic situation, because of the situation of the parents, most of them probably have dropped out of school. But you know, some of them are just not able to catch up. So in this situation, even while we were growing up and we were going to school in Africa as well, it's not all of us that could catch up. It's not everyone that has that, you know, ability to to pick up there when we were in school. So with things like that, you know, identify quickly what they have that passion for. It's about, you know, we can only sponsor them. We can help sponsoring them through school to a certain stage, and then we can take it further from there. If, you know, whatever they want to do, fashion designing, a lot of other areas in fashion as well. We have the makeup artists now as well, so different things. Some of them want to learn how to make all different stuff in fashion, so it's not just about making clothes. Some people make accessories as well, so you know,
so there are many byproducts from fashion,
so many different angles to fashion. So
like the makeup artists will come out of it.
We can, yes, so we can help to sponsor them to achieve whatever they want to achieve as well. So, and there is no age limit, or there is no, you know, specific time
where you can be discovered. So somebody like me at 71, I can always
anybody can, you know, can still do anything. And you know, as little as, you know, you could possibly think of, you know, I just don't like to, Africa, they just believe it's all about going to school. You know, you just discover children as young as age 3 able to do certain things. You just need to encourage them. It doesn't stop them from going to school, but you know, just encourage them, and you know, keep encouraging until you start to see a lot of that thing coming out in them. No, you don't just write them off to say, you know what, I want you to go to school, not this, which is what we do in Africa. Why are you playing football? You know, you're not going to be a footballer. I want you to go to school. But, you know, we need to encourage children.
You need to encourage them. Yeah, but the only difference I have with that is, as far as Africa today is concerned, there must be education as a a starting point. Because
very important.
If you see how government or governance is being conducted, is being run in Africa, how they are taking advantage of most of our people who doesn't know what to do when it comes to it may be they telling them something, they're not keeping their promises, and taking the money that belongs to them, using it for something else. If they are educated, if they know their role as an electorate, they can ask questions.
Oh, yes,
and that's why I'm
absolutely.
insisting that there must be a form of education.
Education is key.
In Western Europe, yes. In fact, you cannot say education is not key, because by law you cannot stop educating yourself.
Oh, yes,
until
absolutely.
age of when you come to 16, when you must have finished your secondary school.
Oh, yes, you can only now, you know, encourage them to a certain level, right, as well.
Again, like I said, time is always not on our set. What's your last take? What do you want to say again?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching, the viewers. It's been absolutely amazing. A big thank you to Heritage TV for having me here as well. It's a great privilege to be here today. Thank you very much. And we so look forward to having you on the show, live covering Passion for African
Live and
Fashion.
direct.
Live and direct. You will be covering Pafash on Saturday, the 18th of August. Thank you very much. It's been amazing on the show.
And I want to thank you very much also for coming. And it's my pleasure. Like another thing, 18th of August, Liverpool at Britannia Adelphi, from 12 o'clock till about 8 o'clock. It's a date, it's a time and place where you need to mark that in your register and make sure, where possible, maybe get to Liverpool a day before, or on that morning make sure you book that you get to Liverpool around 11 o'clock, so you can have a prime space to see many things.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And it has been said here that you have nothing to lose but a lot to gain. I want to thank you very much for coming on one-on-one with OtunbaHoo on Heritage TV. It's my pleasure, and I look forward to the success of your program.
Oh, thank you very much
for coming.
You're welcome.
So, folks, so it's been again on one-on-one with OtunbaHoo. What can I say? Thank you very much for watching.
Heritage Television. Promoting African culture and heritage at its best. From talk shows that concern you to both local and international news that relates to you. From grassroots football to African children's programs. Heritage Television. We cover your social and special events like weddings, birthdays, church anniversaries, and so on, and broadcast them live on our apps and online. Heritage Television, broadcasting everything about culture and heritage. Heritage Television. We've got it covered. Do download our apps on both Android, iOS, and Windows mobile platform. Heritage Television, your very own TV station.